Hello? Anybody seeing me live? Oh, there's one person here. Are you seeing me live? Can you see me live? Okay. All right. Well, then I guess now I'm finally live after sitting at the computer for so long. I kept showing 0 people watching me and everybody was chatting. I'm like, can you see me? Can you? And I'm all like, okay, I don't think they can. So, yeah, great. Here I am. If anybody would go tell the others, that I'm over here would mean a lot. Because otherwise I'd have to go open a whole new browser and go back and stuff like that. Tell them I'm back at my channel on this one, and you know what, you guys just rock and stuff. Thank you very much. So the basis for today's show is Q&A. The reason for this is a simple one. Go back like a week ago, man, I made a bunch of beef jerky. I ate 5 pounds in like a little bit of no time, and things haven't been going all that well in the bathroom. You see where I'm at. So I didn't want to go out in the woods and wanted to make a live show. So I thought, hey, good time to do a Q&A. So there you go. And that's why. So anyway, today's Q&A will be Evansdale, Delphi, my life, the life of Wolf, animals on the property, or what have you. I don't care. I'll answer sports questions. Well, wait. I really don't know that much about like female tennis. So, I mean, don't go there, please. But any other sport, yeah. Cricket, croquet, all that. Yeah, I'm down. Well, this is the one. But, I need questions here. It's question and answer. Hi, how you doing? Does anybody have a question? Anybody? Crickets. Well, this is going to be a very fast show, and man, I hate to bail after 2 minutes. I do. I really, really do. But no, I haven't. Why are you asking about that? Ray, what's his name? Greiker? I'll pronounce it Greiker. A little bit, Joy. A little bit. And you know what? I will kind of get to that. But, I'll point out, since it's been like over a month, that my suspect's employment, he had lost a job in June of 2012. The next month in July with Evansdale. Then in January of 2017, he filed bankruptcy, resigned from his job. The next month, Delphi. Kind of telling. Yeah, exactly. Precisely. Oh, okay. Just we got 18 people here, but hi. Yeah. So what do you ask, Nadine? Here you go. Let me highlight your question. There you go. Have I ever looked into the Ray Geiger case? I have not. You know what? I will look into that. I really will. It is that kind of thing right there that gets my mind kind of working on a case. Because when a DA vanishes under creepy circumstances, you can guarantee there was circumstances for why he disappeared. You see where I'm at? And he's likely dead. I don't know that I want to be the guy to find those people, though. I could come up missing. And I don't want to come up missing before this assault. We'll go, I remember that guy. I do. He said something about him, but yeah. I will look into that. But his name's Ray. Let me go back up and check. It was like right off the bat. Greiker. Okay. Yeah. Deep state creepy. When you're talking deep state, You're really talking about the main people, the globalists. You see where I'm at? The people who have been in control, but not totally in control for a very long time. I mean, like JFK, who do you think did that? You know, it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald standing in a tower behind him that blew his head backwards from the front right. I can tell you that crap. That was all a big lie. And it's not that people are going around knowing exactly who did it, but you can break it down into one word. It was the global elite. They killed him. Yeah. Global cartel. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm getting a new vape. I'm totally getting a new vape. I'm getting the profile mod, man, with the profile RDA. Man, I hear the profile mash, man. It's just like dreamy, man. It's just like flavor out there, yang with like huge clouds. I'm like, yeah, I'll get that. Had a friend stop by, man. I tried it. I was like, hell yeah. Yeah. Will the police ever find the killer of? Yeah, Sandusky. Yeah, I mean, when they come out with that, I mean, it's like, what a creep, man. I mean, why didn't anybody say anything for so long? What was they afraid of? That the pedo was going to tell on him for something? You know, it's like, hey, dude, what you're doing? Wrong. See you in prison, pal. Have a nice one. Delphi. Yeah, that dude is arrested. Who that? He's been arrested for almost a year. He is in Carroll County, and you probably don't know his name if you're asking me. But look up Thomas Bruce. He is in a St. Louis jail. You know what? Just on that question right there, let me play that. I'm going to play the tape of him walking with the Delphi suspect. Pay attention here. Hang on a second. I got to add my screen. Hold on. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Check it out.
That's just the beginning of the tense and surprising beginning of the tense and surprising beginning of the tense and surprising beginning of the tense and surprising
Crap, man. I wish I quit doing that. I do. Okay, so that is just like the sample of him taking like a step and a half, hands in pockets, head down. I think in both cases he was similarly drunked up a bit. So I believe that he is. Yes. Wait. I believe that he is. But the thing is that it's not out. Okay. It's not out that he's a serial killer. Law enforcement isn't talking about that till they can go down and speak with him. But when they can go down and speak with him after his court's complete and he has jury trial October of 2020 next year. So we're still over a year from that happening, you know, and after his conviction, he gets his DOC number, then they can go talk to him. Then they'll file charges, probably about January of 2021. But that's who I feel committed the Evansdale and the Delphi murders. And that would, yes, make him a serial killer. In fact, a very horrible, horrible guy, which he is already. I don't want to make it seem like that's not the... Well, yeah. I mean, it'd be like he's alleged to have committed the Catholic supply store, but we kind of know better. We know that that was his victim there, Jamie Schmidt, 53. Jamie Schmidt was his victim there. Now, he didn't kill the 77-year-old, but, Jamie Schmidt, he did. And again, then you throw in the other four. And those are, he's suspected on that by me, heavily suspected. Ah, man, you know what, Lily? Yeah, I wanted to. And it was this last weekend. And when I found that out, I'm like, what? Huh? So it was just, and it was like Monday. And I'm like, well, I really let everyone down because really I wanted me and Greeno to go there. I think that would have been, fun. Plus would have made for a good video. Yeah, the walk is, and so is the voice. And I did not put the voice on here. I got the voice one on here on my computer somewhere, but I'm not going to go dig it out. I think that they sound remarkably alike, although the one was taken from a dash cam inside of a car at a distance, and the other was taken on a cell phone in a pocket at a distance. So you're not getting like an identical recording off of each. But I think that the way he phrases, and says these words and the tone of the voice is pretty remarkably alike. Yeah, no, right. I hear what you're saying, Gerald. And, I wish that you had been here. And in fact, I would kind of ask you to go back and watch some of my videos over the last month and kind of catch up on that. Because at the briefing, that's exactly what they were doing. They handed out old information that they knew wasn't correct anymore. Because they already knew at that time who the suspect was. But they can't tell you. I mean, until they press murder charges, they can't. Well, you say he has a temper, but all the people that knew him all said that he was a friendly, likable guy. They said he was friendly, likable, loving, and caring toward his wife and friends. Everybody, even his neighbor, was like, yeah, he was a real delightful guy. He was, Now, normally when you're looking at a guy who I feel has committed these murders, people go, well, he's kind of withdrawn, stayed to himself a lot, didn't talk much, came off a little creepy. Not this dude. Everybody that knew him really liked him, man. I think the alcohol does that. I think that when he's drinking, I think that that's what comes out is kind of an anger toward women. And I mean, like it kind of shows on the thing. 77-year-old complied, lived. The other two complied, lived. Lady said, no, I won't do that. Blam, shot her right in the head. So, yeah. Hang on a second, Joe. Let me go pull this video up. Well, in fact, you know what? I got a piece of it right here. I know that. Right here. Right here's the traffic stop. Oh, wait. Not the one I wanted there.
I am a citizen. You work for me. Okay. All right? Do you understand that? I'm working for you. Yes, you do. I pay your taxes, and you do not work for me. Step back. Where do you step back? All right, you're going to stand right there. I'm going to stand right here.
Now, that's Thomas Bruce at the traffic pullover. And yeah, he was heavily intoxicated at that time, and the cop let him go. Cop should have been completely fired and probably thrown in jail for a while for that, because when people call the cops that a man is driving erratic and acting insane, he pulls into the drive lane, slams on his brakes so the guy behind him hits him. He's intoxicated like that, and the cop's like, oh, have a nice night. Nice meeting you there, Mr. Bruce. Yeah, that never would have happened to you or me. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, exactly. Case in point, man. I mean, I'm an alcoholic. I spent 12 years of my life out there hitching America, hopping on trains, just go see in America, because I only had time to drink, man. That's all my body desired was drinking. So I went away from people and everybody and everything and just went off, man. And through that time, I mean, I did. I broke a lot of laws. Nothing big. I mean, nothing like that. But, man, you walk in a store and, I did that because your courage goes up. You start thinking a little different. Yeah. Well, if you're on death row. Yeah, I was more friendly. I was also more angry. I mean, it depended on which switch like a person hit. I mean, I could sit there, man, around friends and people I had met, and yeah, all's great. But at the same time, and maybe that still remains because of that. I mean, I just got like, yeah, it's fine for someone to say something on here. If they say it to me, I like evidence, but I mean, like, I'll just straight, I don't care, bye, and just start banning people. And that ain't the kind of person I am, like, one-on-one if I'm not drinking. If I was drinking and I was sitting on here, yeah, I could have turned into a bad dude. I'd be like, that's it. Everybody's just, everybody's banned. I quit. Later. So, yeah, and this is kind of my take on alcohol. Alcohol can make you more social because it alleviates the anxiety that people feel about being social. I mean, look, man, I could get a little buzz and just go out and meet people, and I felt great, easy to talk to, blah, 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 and go about my day. At first, it was very good. It seemed very good. And I mean, and it probably was in its own way of self-medicating, but I didn't know that so many years up the road that my body would start to depend on it. I would become addicted. Me? I live in Kokomo, Indiana. It's like probably about 60 miles north of Indy. Me? I'm fine. Well, except for the fact that I ate all that beef jerky. Yeah, let me tell you, man, I'm worried. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen. Doesn't anybody want to know like anything about Wolf? Kind of had his heart set on it. I told him I'd talk about him some. I'm trying, Bear. Just hang on. Yeah, there it is. Comment of the day. There it is. Right on, Lily. And that's kind of my take. This isn't live? How is it that it can't be live? I'm sitting here saying stuff. I mean, I'm pre-recorded. Like, how in the hell did this happen? Look, you know what, man? Maybe it was me getting up today. Because when I got up today, if somebody would have said, dude, you're pre-recorded, I would have said, you know what, screw it. I'm going back to bed. Oh, okay, thankfully. No, I am live. Great, okay. Wolf is in that. He's actually on the couch. Yeah. Wolf's the greatest. I love my bear, man. I do. You know what? I got pictures of him when he's just a little itty bitty. Well, I mean, like a little bigger than that. He was 6 weeks old when I got him. Just the cutest little guy. Still is, man. I just love him the most. Yeah, there is a slight delay. And I mean, I think that that's in case something was said where you can and stop and Wolf or Thomas Bruce. Wolf never gets aggressive, but he will growl, especially if you wake his ass up. But TB, he can be if he's drinking. Hey, Wolf, would you mind not doing that anymore? You know what? If I had to come over there and itch that spot, yeah, I'm not cool with the glasses. I'm really not. I'm not even cool with my hair, man. My hair, I mean, of which I fixed totally, looks like crap. And hold on. This is why I need the glasses right there. Because from here, bam, I can read everything right there. But, and the glasses look kind of cool, except that I got the reflection in them. And when I get up like this, it makes me look like Garth on Wayne's World. You know what I mean? Don't really want to look like Garth on Wayne's World, but it's, you know what? I wish I did know that, because that would definitely help me in Evansdale. But the thing is he didn't live in Iowa. And I don't know, because in Evansdale, they say that the suspect was likely familiar with the Evansdale Seven Bridges Park area. But I don't know that that's necessarily true. Let me use Delphi as a quick analogy here. He knew of that trail, the Monon High Bridge Trail. He had stopped there many times en route to his brother's house, maybe even returning. He knew that trail. He knew it was small. He knew that the locals had no idea who he was. They didn't know him by face or anything. And that's why he felt comfortable going there. Now, if he had ever traveled north, like up to Minnesota or somewhere in that area, and I can't pinpoint that he ever did, but he's got family up north that live in Michigan. You know, that's where his family is and from. So if he had ever went up that way and as well knew about the Evansdale Trail, that could have been why he was there. Looking up Seven Bridges, easy enough, easy. I mean, all you got to do is have a cell phone, bam, there it is. It was 2012. It wasn't like forever ago. So I think that that may have been the way that it came down, is that, yeah, he knew of that trail, was traveling up there, had been drinking, got his courage up, 2 young kids' bikes, went looking, 2 girls, got him back to the vehicle, boom, crime. On what trail? Donna? It takes a while for him to respond. Hang on. No evidence TVP ever set foot on that trail. Donna, can you hear me? Do you know how fast he crossed it? Do you? There's no timestamp. We don't know how long it took him. It may have took him an hour. We don't know. No way he crossed that bridge so fast. We don't know anything about that. We don't know how long it took him. Hell, he may have been struggling for a long time, and they're like, hey, that guy's really having trouble getting over here, but for some reason he really wants to get here. We don't know. Anyway, Donna, if you're... You know what, Donna? Here's my take on that. Oh, I can't. Alaska, Donna wants to go elsewhere. Make sure that she gets there in an appropriate manner, and thank you very much. You're the best. See, when people start showing up saying there's no evidence, what do you think I'm talking about, lady? If you want evidence, you better go to law enforcement, ask them, and let them tell you to hit the effing road, because they won't tell you crap. I am. Now, do you see how I get upset? Do you see how I get upset? Me? Not totally. If you're talking to me, I mean, you know, I did time in the military, Army, military police corps, and I took 2 years of criminal investigation while serving. But when I look back at that, I don't, and I don't think that any of that, because I don't remember back like learning anything going, oh, that's going to help me. I think that a lot of it comes down to what's needed. If you look at a case, you got to determine where are the missing pieces. What's missing out of all this? Okay, when I'm looking at my suspect, well, just like and here, let me pull this up for anybody who does not know. Give me a quick second. Should be down here. Wrong one. Right here. Now, this is the, oh, I can't highlight that. But if you can see right here, he may have had employment difficulties, financial strain, mental health issues. Well, he had just lost his job prior to that month. July 2012, he lost his job in June of 2012. The next month, Evansdale. So, in following the same employment difficulties, financial strain, mental health issues, let me ask you about somebody that would kill 2 girls at a trail, 2 young girls at a trail. Do you think they're mentally fit? Well, in January of 2017, he filed bankruptcy, financial problems. He resigned from his job in January, financial problems. And the next month, Delphi. Do the odds. Do some probability. Do some statistics. And look at this. He looks like the sketch. Look. Where is it? Think he don't look like the sketch? Look at the facial hair. See? See the facial hair? See the mustache? Nose, the eyes? It's him. What kind of hat did he have on? Same as that guy right there had on. Same as the sketch had on. He had all of it when he committed the Catholic supply store. What are the odds? What are the odds? What are the odds that his brother, en route to his brother's house, crosses right there at Monon High Bridge Trail? That happens to everybody. Everybody, dude. Everybody. We all pass that trail 100 times a month. Wrong. And when somebody gets on here, there's no evidence to that. I never said there was evidence to that. And don't come on here playing investigator to me. I'll see you out. If you have evidence backing anything you say, bring it. I want it. I want to see that. That I want to see. But when you come on here being a wise ass, bye-bye. He is the sketch. That's why. You know what? You may not. If I look at the I-70 killer sketch, I'm looking at that going, oh, please, that looks like a cartoon. Nobody would look at that and go, holy crap, that looks like the cartoon guy that lives next door. Nobody. No, he wasn't living in his car. Actually, he was living in Imperial, Missouri at the time of, both of them. Well, no, not really. The first one, he was living on Lacklink Drive, and that's in St. Louis. The second one, now I think he moved in there in 2018 at Imperial, but I didn't find a job a house between Lacklink and that one, unless he had rented somewhere and it didn't show for that reason. But wherever he was staying at the time, and again, I don't have any way to look that up, but if anybody does, please. This is crap, and they got a few different names. It's not the Newsboy. The Newsboy's more flat up here where it lays, and it kind of folds more down. This is not, maybe it is like, I don't want to say Ivy League, but there's like 3 different names for hats like that, because they also got the one, it's a flat cap down here where the sides come up and this comes straight down. Mine's sewed. And I think that there's like 3 or 4 different names for those kind of hats. The one that Greeno had in the last video, that was one that I got for Christmas 2 years ago. And that's the style that it was. It wasn't identical to this hat, but kind of close. It was more of a flat cap. And I think that that's what that one right there that he wore may be called. Yes, I do. Absolutely. Carnation. I mean, but that's what I've alluded to in the past. When Carroll County got the call from St. Louis and they got the mugshot, which is around here somewhere. Here we go. Just like that right here. They sent that to Carroll County. And likely more than that. I mean, understand that, yeah, here's the mugshot, but we got other pictures from the front, the side, because they probably would have took that to send as well. That way they had multiple pictures. You see where I'm at? But yeah, I'm positive that the sheriff took those to the 2 people that see him and says, this person you've seen that day. Yeah, you know what? It was needed. It was needed this morning. Like I said, man, that beef jerky, wow. Holy crap, man. It's like a rubber plug or something. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad. He's not in a prison. He's in St. Louis jail. And he'll be there until, because he's in there for first-degree murder and 15 other felony charges, including 2 counts of sodomy, the first-degree murder. He's facing life without parole. This is why they can't go talk to him. That's exactly why. It's the same thing with Daniel Nations. They went out there to talk to him. His public defender's like, no, later. I represent him. Have a nice one. Different state, different crime, no warrant. See you later. But when he's done, because you see, in the same way, we don't want to go down there and muddy his case up. Carroll County don't want that. They don't want to go down there and get like, you know, in with that case and, hey, man, we want... They stay out of that, because what he's down there for is justice, in the same way that Delphi is going to be justice, in the same way that Evansdale is going to be justice. That's why he's there. He's a very, very bad man, and he needs that. And you know, he'll be back. He'll be up here. Wait till January, February of 2021. That's when I feel it will start coming out. Oh, thank you very much, man. You know what? I like my hat, but I like my hair better. But the thing is I mean, like when you're doing a video, well, it ain't true. Actually, unless I'm asleep, that's the only time I take my hat off. When I get up in the morning, come in the front room, first thing I do is put it on before I even put my pants on. My hat goes like that, man. So, yeah. There it is. Look all right? Do I? Okay. What's director here? You know, I appreciate that, and I really do. But again, does everybody out there understand what speculation is? Because I need people to understand the words that create speculation. If I say he had passed that trail many times en route to his brother's house, okay, I feel it's those words right there. I feel. That says speculation. Because if I say I feel he had been there many times and knew that trail well, there's no evidence to that. Bye. Bye-bye. Now, if I say that he was wearing these kind of clothes when he committed that, these are the charges. He had handguns. He filed bankruptcy. You know, these things are fact because I am pointing them out as fact. But if I tell you I feel or I believe, I think maybe that's speculation. Know the difference, because I don't want anybody saying, oh, you're saying speculation. That is BS. In fact, most of what I say is not speculation. Yeah, but hold it. They're called Newsboy, but look up Newsboy flat cap, and there's another one, because the Newsboy is different than mine. Mine is kind of a Stetson flat cap. But if you look up Newsboy, man, they're like more rounded up here. They hang down. They're not like pressed to the side and then come up to the top right here. No. Cup of tea. No, not that's not what I'm saying. I'm not. You can share opinions, but the thing is if you're talking to everybody, fair enough. But if somebody is pointedly saying to me, blah, 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 at me, yeah, then, then I get a little upset with it. But no. I mean, I wasn't really here to debate any issue, although I could, and I would. I mean, I would subject myself to that. I would have no issue. In fact, I'll tell you, a person I would like to debate would be Gray Hughes. Because I think that most of what Gray says is like, oh, I did tests and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I was there. I was there many times. I think I know what I'm talking about. But I think that his facts are off base. I don't think that he's looking at this in the exact right way. Because, look, if he cannot pointedly look at you and say, yeah, TV totally did this, then he is, well, and I can't say that either. Somebody had asked me about, if I would, let me get back to that. If I need pieces that are missing, like, yeah, I believe that he did Evansdale because it's identical to the Delphi crime on a reversible date. He lost a job prior to each, just like the FBI had said and stated, then I can say, but I don't have a white Suburban. I don't know that he had a white Suburban. So I go to his address that he was living at the time of Evansdale, and on satellite, and use 2020 or 2012 Google Map and find that. Now, maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I don't know that it is, and I'm not saying yes, it is. But what I'm saying is there was one parked right outside of his house. It could have been, maybe, So a lot of it is finding those little pieces. Well, when I found that he had filed bankruptcy and lost his job, I'm like, hey, that's big. That's big. He looks like the sketch. He was dressed like Bridge Guy. He had never broken the law before. Big, big, big. This looks like our guy, but I can't place him in Delphi. Found his brother's house, looked at the directions, crosses right there at Monon High Bridge Trail. Now I can place him in Delphi. Why? Because he was filing bankruptcy, and I don't know that he was en route to his brother's. It was the reverse date of Evansdale. His wife was working. He could have said, he may not have said anything. Hey, I might be out looking for a job this evening. Oh, I'll be back in time for dinner. No problem, man. We'll go hit the Woo-Whoop-De-Roo Ritz and we'll have it our dinner date. But he headed to Delphi. He would have made it home before 6:30 in the evening that night, back to Missouri time. Yeah. It all sounds very logical to me. But again, I'm just pointing to what may have happened. It's in the words that you use. Well, you know what? In a way, I'm kind of like GH. I have no regard for much of what anybody has to say on this case. And the reason is I know what I know. And I know that everybody else don't know what I know. I was there, man. I looked at all the evidence. I looked at all the facts. I looked at all the circumstances. I did the interviews. I asked the questions that nobody else was going to ask. And I got answers. I got answers, man. In fact, here's one right now. If it's on here. And I'm hoping that it is. Yep, right here.
person's never fairly committed a crime before, and we have to, you know.
You would feel that he had never committed a crime. He has no DNA in that database.
Well, I can't comment on that, but I'm just saying that's what it looks like. It's a possibility he's doing something we can't find any traces of.
That was my first thought. I thought anybody at that age that would commit a crime like that would have priors.
Yeah.
You know.
Never know. You know, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not the jury. I'll
So again, we know that he had never committed a crime. If the man had committed a crime, they would have had him. And that's what I found out at the first year's press conference right there. Guy had never committed a crime. We can find no trace of him. Well, if they can find no trace of him, I mean, does that really just say DNA? I mean, actually, in most all states, they take DNA for a reason, an aggressive crime, you know, an aggressive felony. Now, that's a specific crime. If it was just DNA that they had, he could not go out on a limb and say it's like the suspect had never committed a crime before. We can find no trace of him. Very telling. Very telling. Yeah, I can't type. I can't type either. The Q man. Wow. You can use Super Chat if your computer shows that. They got the little, like the money button down there. Now, normally when people use Super Chat, it highlights their question. That way I can see it and I can go, hey, you know, Super Chat question, and, you know, kind of get right to it. But really, PayPal's the only method that I got as far as like giving a donation. Any more questions? You know what, man? It's going on like 50 minutes. It don't seem like it. It really don't. I have a good time when I'm just talking. I really do, man. I enjoy sitting back, you know, kicking it with YouTube. Yeah. Well, you're good people, man. Well, except for that one lady. Don't ever open your mouth like that to me, man. Yeah, exactly, Lily. The Super Chat button. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Cup of tea. You know what? I go back like over a year ago. I started drinking tea. I did that for like a couple months, man. I really got into like Chinese tea and brewing. And yeah, I was really hip with it. And then, hey, Dave, how you doing? But then stopped, you know. It just kind of got out of it. The tea was good, but man, I just noticed that it doesn't matter what anybody says about tea. If you drink one tea and you drink another, when you take a sip, you're like, oh man, it's tea. Which ain't bad. It isn't bad, but I mean, like these people, man, like, oh, this Chinese tea tastes like, and this, nah, it's all the same plant. And you know what? It's all going to taste about the same. Now, I'm no tea connoisseur, but why am I talking about tea? Oh, that's right. It's Q&A. Yeah, what? You got a donation? What happened? Oh, hey, thank you, Gerald. I see, man. Thank you very much. Hey, Gerald, if you got a question, any question, throw it up down there, man. You know what? Be happy to answer. I mean, on Super Chat, that's how it's done. Yeah, exactly. Now, see, I'm speculating here because, now listen to the words. I feel you may be from the UK. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? On potential DNA, the FBI went down and got my suspect's DNA short. Oh, hang on. See, I keep forgetting to highlight these. Any word on potential DNA? Shit. I'm still here, right? Okay. Man. Yeah, lightning, like right outside there. Didn't know that was going to happen. Anyway, they went down, the FBI, shortly after my suspect was arrested. That was about November 21st, I think, 2018, and got his DNA. Well, as soon as my suspect was arrested, they got a hold of Carroll County. Why did they get a hold of Carroll County? This is my belief. His fingerprints came back as the unknowns at Delphi. And they said, Delphi? Oh, look into that. Got a hold of him. Yeah, we might have your guy here. Because, and this is what they put in the paper, and understand they do not tell you everything in the paper. They said he was dressed like a bridge guy when committing this crime. He looks like your sketch, and he had never been caught committing a crime. Think about that. You're 53 and have never committed a crime before. Never committed a crime before. Had never been arrested in his life. Ever. Not once. No, not one time. But then goes and commits like Catholic supply, sexual assault, and homicide with sodomy. Does that sound normal? Can anybody point to other people like that? In most cases, no. Most cases, man, people have some prior. And I mean, that was kind of, Kim Riley had my back on it. Yeah, well, because, you know. Yeah. You know, and see, now look, it's making me look like Gray Hughes, isn't it? It's making me look like Gray Hughes to do that. I know. But the simple fact is that, yes, I have done my homework, and I have done it above any and all. Name me a person. Name me one person that knows this case of Delphi, Indiana more than I do. Anybody. I'd be happy to go watch their channel if they know it better than me. I'd be there every single time they made a video. That person don't exist. And no offense to anybody. No offense, and I'm not throwing that out there. However, I mean, like if I go to Randy Gravis' channel, you know, it's not that he's sitting there talking about the facts and the, you know, things of Delphi. I mean, he's doing his show. Gray Hughes, good at editing. Was it any investigating? No, man. He does like family member interviews. Whereas I'm on the side of the family don't know anything. Well, why would I want to talk to the family? What justice would be served by doing that? None at all. But other people do it because there's views in it. There's money in it. You see? Me, not quite as much, because I want to cover facts. I want to cover the circumstances, and I want to cover the evidence. And I want to make sure that the person that I am discussing fits every one of them. Now, if anybody can say, and please do, I mean, if you're a person that has evidence of any kind that what I am saying is wrong, and don't use any speculation that I've gave, because that just infuriates me. I know what is speculation and what is real in fact and circumstances. Tell me. Yeah, my hair is good. But you know what? It's normally better than this. Actually, it kind of looks very flat today. I don't even know why, man. I don't know, man. Maybe I put too much mousse in this side. I don't know, man. Normally, it's more fluffy and lively, and I'm all like, yeah. That's why I like it. Pam? Oh, who is Pam? Pam Hurst, right? Or is it? Oh, no, no problem. And again, I got to get up there to look at these. Oh, hey, somebody dropped a 20. Oh, Carolyn A. Thank you. Thank you very much. I did not even see that up there. And I appreciate the fact that you put that there, Alaska Blue. Thank you very much. And Carolyn, if you have a question, man, please throw it up. And if she throws it up and I don't see it, Alaska, make point to it. Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, Pam Hurst. Oh, yeah. I like Pam Hurst, but I don't think she's got a YouTube channel. I mean, I like Randy, man. I mean, like, Randy's a good guy. I mean, I like I say, I mean, there's no offense to these people because what they're doing is they got a show and people go and watch that show. And that's good. I mean, again, it's not, but I don't go there to find out anything about the case. That's why I don't really go watch other people's channels, you see. Because if I'm watching like Incognito Society, like their channel, but now she's normally, she isn't really, hang on the investigation angle, but she makes a good show. Randy, I mean, in the same way, but I mean, his topics kind of vary. Greeno, I mean, he's doing other cases, stuff like that. Gray used the same way. The only reason that I have this channel, the only reason is for the Delphi case. That's it. Now, if anybody, do I like him? You know what? As a person, he may be okay. He may be. Oh, hang on. See, let me highlight that. There you go. He may be a good guy in person. I don't know that. I know online that people say he comes off really arrogant and shit. I never really, well, I may have once or twice spoken to him on telephone, but oh no, as a person, he may be okay. But here's the thing. When you come on here telling me you're wrong, you don't know, blah, blah, blah. Well, I have tested this show. I was there, pal. Okay. Here's what your tests show. Here's what I'm telling you is real. Do you see the difference, Gray? That's how I'm looking at it. Buddy, I've crossed that bridge many, 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 many times. So many times now. It's old hat, man. It's old school. Cross the bridge. Hey, we're at step 87, man. There's a hole here. Watch your step. Because it's gotten easy. At first it wasn't. When you first get on that bridge, it's like, holy crap. We're 70 feet in the air. But after a couple times, it's you just walk right on across. Watch where the ties are out. You're all good. You know what? I probably had hundreds of people that unsubscribed from me for my attitude. And I want this to point it out that, hey, look, man, my subscribers and stuff, I'm not really talking to you. I'm not talking to you guys when I'm yelling at somebody. It's more the person and what they said. But I know a lot of people, they'll hear it and go like, oh, yeah, I don't like that guy. And I see their point. And I really should not come off like that. I do. It's habit. You know what? I very well may, Gerald. That sounds like fun. I would like to go there. Oh, yeah, I knew that. I knew that, Gerald. Hey, Wolf, man, what are you doing? Oh, man, what are you doing? Okay, he's just having a good time. Actually, he's on his back, kicking his feet in the air on the couch, man, doing one of these for some reason. He's giddy, man. One hour. We're well, actually a little later than that. I'm sorry. I don't know what the deal was. I started this on the other one and I hit go live and it said you're live. Well, I'm sitting there, man. I'm 2 minutes into live, and I'm sitting here talking to everybody, and the people count thing says 0. Like, am I live? Nobody's answering me. Am I live here? Can anybody see me? Hello, am I live? I wasn't live. Was not live at all. You know what? Yeah, hang on a second. Let me go get that. This is my email address. I usually check it whenever I check my email, which is multiple times a day, because if I order anything, this and that, I go to my email constantly through the day. So normally if somebody sends me a message, I will reply within an hour. If somebody wants to send me a question when I'm not live, send it right there. mrcat420@gmail.com. I will be right back a hold of you in a moment. No problem at all. Oh, hello from Canada. I love Canada. I do, man. Man, see, I got a place up in the UP, actually 38 miles from the Sault Ste. Marie border right there to Canada. And the people up that way are polite. They're great people. And I mean, I've never met anybody from Canada who I thought, wow, man, what a dick. You know, I mean, you guys are just really cool. And you guys got a really nice accent, man, that I really like. Just like Fargo, man. I like that accent. Oh, I'm sure I will. Yeah. I'm sure I will. Yeah. Well, oh, Barbara Spicer. Oh my God. Oh yeah, man, I have not seen you in a long time, man. I'm glad that you could be here, Barbara. Yeah, you know, I was hoping you'd get out here over the summer when we had the pool going. Would have been outstanding, man. But really good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, he does. He does have children. Now, I don't know about all of his children, but I do know that he goes by Thomas Bruce Sr. And I know that he has a son. I guess it goes without saying as to what his name is. But, you know, I ain't going to give the state. I don't want anybody reaching him because that's not, it's not good. I would not reach family member about anything. If I can't do it on my own, screw it. MP, how you doing? A salute out to MP. You know what? Mine did too. Well, that's crazy. What is it with clocks, man? What is it with clocks? It's like a lot of them do that around here. It's weird, man. It's bizarre the way they'll do that. Mine, batteries go dead. It's always 420. What? I don't know if TB has a daughter or multiple sons, and I mean he may. I don't know the size of his family, but again, his kids weren't there. I mean, they're grown. They're living in another state. It's I mean, what would I ask him? There's nothing that, well, there would be some things. There could be some things. I mean, and I take that back. There would be some things that they could answer, but here's the thing. Let's say that this suspect was my father and somebody reached me online. Hey, I'd like to ask you questions about him. You know what I'd do? Instantly block them. Instantly. Like, dude, no. Because they are probably way upset with life, man. Probably very confused, just like his wife was. Just did not understand. He went and did something like that. It's like she couldn't understand that he would. But when you look back over the history of what I'm thinking has occurred, and I'm pointing to the ones that I believe that he had a hand in. I don't know the full extent of it. However, man, if I put it to you like this, and you know what, I have that picture, just want to show it because it looks cool. There. The reversible dates, man, right there. 713112, 21317 Delphi. The odds of that are 1 in 100 years. Every 100 years, a date will, well, no, actually, no. Yeah, 100 years. Yeah, every 100 years, the dates will repeat on a 5-digit date. And that's telling. Again, that's telling. Why is that telling? Because what are the odds? What are the odds? Well, think about it, man. Those odds are long. Oh, you got to run. It's nice you was here. Hey, check out my old videos if you would. Oh, is it starting to lag? I was hoping that didn't happen. Well, just, you know, I'm just guessing, and I don't know, but I would think that they had darker hair. If you look at his hair in conjunction to his wife's hair, I think it would be a fair assessment to say it was probably dark, may have had a little tinge of red to it from him being Scottish. I mean, his younger hair was very dark and with red. So I would think that their, you know, kids' hair would be dark, maybe a tinge of red, depending. Have a good day. Sure. Like, share, and subscribe. Do you see us down here? Oh, wait, you can't see it. Or can you? Can you see my mouse down here on the like and share stuff? I like it when you like. And so does the YouTube algorithm. Because you see, when you like, what you're telling YouTube is, this is a good video. And what happens is, when I get a bunch of likes on the video, they start sharing that out and recommending it to people. That's what I really, really like. Because really, if, like, say I got a bunch of people on here viewing and nobody liked it, okay, sarah, life goes on. But, you know, don't you think I want to be recommended? Of course I do, man. Of course I want to be recommended. Exactly, it does. Carol, yes, they do. Now, Iowa doesn't. Iowa does not have the death penalty. Now, in Missouri down there, they went for life without parole and did not seek death, although the prosecutor that was in at the time said he would have. But the new guy coming in was a LFT. Here, let me type that out so that people know what that is. Wait. An FLT. So, you know, he did it. He's like, no, we don't want to hurt his feelings. We don't want him offended by murder. You see where I'm at? Whereas if it was me, I'd be like, dude, man, you're lucky we got like due process. Because, man, we was talking about it. We'd be in there right now with like our billy clubs, letting you have it a good one. That's me. That's who I am. Right here. Yeah, he had to have. He had to have. He had to have resisted. But think about it like this. He goes and commits the Catholic supply store. Not all that far from his house. I mean, a few miles. But what I'm saying is right in his backyard. He had left his business card at a drinking establishment just up the road. And the waitress said he'd given him that. Well, when she heard the description of the guy that had committed the Catholic supply store sexual assault and homicide, she's like, that sounds like the guy that was in here the other day. And I got his business card. They went, got it, bam, because he knew. He knew before that crime was committed that he was going to be hit for it. He knew. No, the far leftists are just commie weirdos, man. They're followers just like Nazis. I mean, it's all like that. But scientists said, surveys Survey show. You know what? I will not be a slave for any reason. And when somebody brings that leftist crap to me, I get very, very angry. Because if you cannot look at facts and deduce what's real, something is wrong with you. You are a follower. You know how a bankrupt country almost takes over the world? Just put the right guy in. Germany, the motherland. Hate Jews. We hate Jews, man. We love Germany. We're Nazis, pal. Who do we kill? That's it. It's just the programming. People are easily programmed. They're programmed easy. All you got to do is show it on TV. All you got to do is put it in a sitcom. Make it the background thing. Make leftist ideas shown. You see? Put it in music. I mean, it's easy. And after a while, man, I mean, people will just start talking about it. That's it. That's all they talk about is government talking points. That's it. Government talking points. Why do they give you those talking points? Because that's what they're going to start changing, every little talking point. People never deduce that. People want more laws. We need a law against that. Why? So that they can take more people's money? Yeah. FLT. There's an FLT. Yeah, FLT. Yeah, they are. But they don't know that they are. They don't know. People don't realize that they're that way. They think, no, this is how everybody thinks. Want to bet? I don't think like that. You know what? I go back. It was over 2 years ago. I got reached by a producer in Hollywood. I didn't know he was. I didn't know that he was a producer in Hollywood. But he got a hold of me and wanted me to reach him on Skype. And I'm like, okay, about what? We wanted to interview you for a show we're doing out here. And I'm all like, okay. Well, I'm thinking he's a YouTube channel. You see where I'm at? That was my immediate thought. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, sure, man, when? You know, because I thought, yeah, it'd be kind of cool, man, and kind of get my channel, which at that time was Michael Stroop, not Michael Catt. So after he got a hold of me and I talked to him, what was his name? Hang on. Dang it. You know what? I mean, like, remind me next time. Maybe his last name, I think his last name was Patel. He was Indian. But when he was talking to me, he had watched my channel. And that what was weird is because when I'm talking to him, you know, he kept bringing up all these different videos that I did. One of them was on the moon landing hoax. The other one was about computers. I mean, if you watch my old channel, man, pre-Delphi, that's what it all was about, man. About how things are messed up, how everybody believes one thing when it's really the exact opposite. So he's like, no, man, we wanted somebody on our show that did not think like other people. And I'm like, dude, you got the right guy. Yeah, you're looking at that man. So he wanted me to go out there. And then it was at that time. Well, it was actually after, because he said, well, are you available to travel? I'm like, yeah, I can travel. You know, he says, well, we'll likely, if you're picked to be on the show, we will be sending you airplane ticket to go to Hollywood. I'm like, really? So I went and looked him up, and he was the producer for Conspiracy Nation, which was on. And I think it was that, or there was another show, and I forget the guy's name. I think his first name, like Jimmy, and his last name started with a J as well. Could have been that. But anyway, I'm heading out there, man. I'm going out to Hollywood for the reason I don't think like other people. What happened? Arrested at the airport. Why? For theft. Why? Because I picked up somebody's Apple tablet and was trying to carry it to him because he was getting on a plane. Blam! It wasn't theirs. It wasn't theirs. But I mean, I would have returned it to TSA. I wasn't going to hop on a plane with somebody's tablet, if you see my point. And I had to wait 2 hours because I missed my flight. So I'm sitting there and I'm typing the producer on my cell phone. The only time I'd ever sent a message on that cell phone. And I'm sitting there trying to get Wi-Fi and send him this message because I'm going to go smoke a cigarette at that time. And was taking it back because I had made it clear to the last gate. And guess what? Did not see the lady. Here's the police. I explained it to him. You're under arrest. I'm like, for what? Theft. I didn't leave the place. Yeah, tough crap. Well, I went into court and explained. Man, am I live? Am I live? I died, didn't I? Yes, I can eliminate him for you. And I'll tell you how. Because 2 people seen the suspect. 2 of them. Bam, right with their eyes. They know what he looks like. Think they'd never seen the mayor before? See where I'm at? Of course they had seen the mayor. You know, the FBI was there, man. They was doing the initial investigation. Yeah. I mean, they would have said, dude, you're him. But I'm not angry or upset or anything. But yeah, it's just like saying Tobe did it. Yeah, the 2 people would have said, FBI, man, come here. Look, I'm a little afraid for my life. I don't know how to say this, but Tobe Lazenby did it. Of course, they did not do that. And it's for the reason of those people had nothing to do with this. And to actually think that the mayor would go out there and do that, you know, you see where I'm at. Yeah, actually, the chat has kind of went to a, oh, I got a lot of yes on that, though. Yeah, the chat just kind of ended. Maybe it's because I was talking for so long. But anyway, that's my kind of ending on it. You know, it's not the mayor. It's not Tobe. It isn't anybody, because if the person that had did it was seen by the 2 people that saw him that day, that's right there by the trail, they would have said, that's the guy, man. Hey, law enforcement, the mayor did it. Would have been that quick and easy. Yeah, you know what, Rhonda? Here's the thing. People do that all day long on Facebook. That's why I tell people stay off of Facebook. If you go onto Facebook looking for information on Delphi, you've already messed up. You already messed up by going there to find out anything. Anything. You want to find out stuff on Delphi, do it like this. This is exactly what I advise to everybody. Go into Google. Anything you're looking up, like initial Delphi press conference, when the girls become missing, law enforcement interviews on Delphi, press conference, briefing, all of that. When you've watched all of that countless times to where you know it all by heart, you'll know this case. You will know this case. And by knowing this case, you never would have asked me that. I mean, do you see where I'm at? You never would have asked that question, because you would have known 2 people had seen him in a little town of Delphi, 3,500 people. You see, 3,500 people live there. And that's including the mayor. That's including the sheriff and the you know, that's everybody. The entire population of Carroll County, Indiana is 20,000 people. 20,000. The amount of tips phoned in, 46,000. Over twice the population of all of Carroll County. And law enforcement's like, we now feel he lives, or worked in the Delphi area and is between the ages of 18 and 40. Everybody would have turned that guy in if that was the case. Everybody would have said, holy crap, that's blah, blah, blah right there. No doubt, man. That's our clothes he was wearing. That's how easy it would have been. Now, I'm not knocking law enforcement for saying that. I'm not. They had to give what they had to give. They had to say what they had to say, because they can't go down and talk to him, and they can't talk about him. They can't tell you it's him. I mean, what would they say? We got his DNA. We know it's him. Okay, what do you have to say? Hey, we ain't talked to him. But you know it's him, right? Yeah. Well, we'll press charges in a year and a half when he's done with that court. But yeah, it's him. But you're that sure? Yeah. Can you answer? Well, no. We ain't gonna tell you about our investigation. But yeah, it's him. That's how it would have went. They couldn't have answered to anything. Nothing. Was his KB? I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, right. And again, it's 2 people seeing the guy, that tells you. See, did not see that till right now. You know what, Charlie? I really I mean, I could give kind of an answer to that, but it's not anything that solves the case. I mean, if you see the point, if you look at the 77-year-old, if you look at what occurred at the Catholic supply store, you will see the motivation. But here's my thing, and I don't know this. You will understand how I begin this with, I feel. That tells you right there, I don't know. It says he's going on what he believes from having looked this over and this guy over and so forth. That's what it means. It's more of an educated, speculated guess that it was probably one girl. Okay? One of the girls in both cases. The other one was collateral because she was there. Girls that age don't travel alone. They either have a friend or family member. But, you look at a girl that age, she's not going to be out on trail by herself unless she lives right there. And there's people out on that trail that may know her. They just don't go out alone. So if it was one girl, of either girl, and we want to know, the other one would have to go along because, well, to not, they could go say, well, it was a guy that looked like this. It was in this kind of, and the guy would be arrested. So both had to be abducted and follow on the same pathway. But again, I think that that's more of a curiosity than it is anything that would really point to a person. Although I can say that given this person, that the odds are pretty high that something like that may have been involved. Yeah, well, I disagree. I disagree with that. I really do. I know that Tobe Lesenby was turned in right away, and probably more than once. He said in an interview, "Yeah, well, I was turned in." That's what he said. So it's because of the way that he looked like rich guy in the face, and he's got the belly. But that's it. I mean, do you think that anybody that knew that he had did that would say, well, I ain't turned him in. He's the sheriff. Man, if I knew that the sheriff did it, I'd go over there right now, grab a deputy, and I'd say, arrest that bastard right there. He committed this murder. You see where I'm at? Because no one, and it wouldn't matter. If it was a cop and I was a cop, right? And I knew that cop did it, don't matter he's a cop. I would tell the other, here, come here, man. I'd throw the cuffs on him. Dude, your ass is going to prison for a long time. You may be looking at death, man. Because you wouldn't allow that to happen. Nobody would. No human would. It wouldn't matter, cop. Yeah, very, very, very true. But, that's why I say 13 and 14, girls that age won't be out there alone. 9 and 11, they're not going to be out there alone. They're going to have a friend with them or a family member. And, well, we say sad, but if it was a girl that was alone, it would have been as sad that, Yeah, cops kill people. Yeah, cops kill you in a minute. All you got to do is not comply. Blam! He was following orders. He was following training. That's what they love to tell you. Well, his training dictated that, and that's how we train him. So while he's going to, on this, we suspended him with pay. That makes it a vacation. We love that guy. He's a really good trained officer. That's how they play it. It's all a crock of crap on the American people. Know that. Oh, man. Sorry, Captain. Yeah, well, where I live at, man, it's for me to walk up to the mailbox and back is a mile and a half. Up and back. Got to walk up to the mailbox, which sets, actually, if I took the driveway out, 3/4 of a mile up the road. and 3/4 back, mile and a half. But I don't worry about bridge guy being on the property. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? Is he going to kill me? I carry a K-bar and sometimes a 9mm. If anybody's coming to kill me, do it when my head's turned away from you. Oh, I will walk it more than once. Man, sometimes, man, at like about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, I'll just walk out to the highway. Walk all the way out there. It's like 7/10 of a mile. Well, yeah, true. True on that. But there can't be now. I mean, there just can't be. You know, this is going to have to ride until after he gets that case complete. No, I don't. I live, actually, I live on the furthest part west of Howard County. The Wildcat borders my property here. You know, like right there on the western side of Howard County. I have a Kokomo address and live 12 miles west of Kokomo. But I can go right down here to the Wildcat and throw a rock across to the other side and hit Carroll County. You know, it's just right there. Just literally right at my driveway. Take me 5 minutes, walk across, bam, I'm in Carroll County. But I used to live in Flora. Actually, I lived on the Crooked Road to Delphi. If you live in Delphi, it's called the Crooked Road to Flora. It's one of those things. But that's County Road 200. Now, 300, County Road 300 is where this crime took place. Lake County, like Chicago? Doing good, Chris. How are you? See, I like it when people say things like, how are you doing? Great. Well, Chris, aside of the beef jerky that I ate like a week ago, I'm having a hard time. I'm having a real hard time in the bathroom. It's not something that I wish to talk about, but, you know, just letting you know. Just between me and you, it's been a time. Pauline, I have no idea. There is no way that I can answer that. None. Because I would be guessing. I mean, there's nothing I can look at to speculate properly on that. It's like, do you think it was? I don't know. I don't know. There is no way for me to know. You know, I can't. I don't want to draw like make something that, you know, I have no evidence or anything for, if you see my point. And yes, this case is incredibly, incredibly sad because that's what got me into it, was that this is Delphi, Indiana. My dad lives right there on County Road 200. And when I seen that 2 girls were killed at a trail in Delphi, 2 of them, and I found that out on the night of the 14th, that's when it popped up, because every night I'll come in, and I do in the day, I'll click on Fox News Online just to catch world news events. You see, government talking points, all like this. So when I came in and I seen like 2 girls, you know, that were missing, murdered, then that's why, you know, I turned my eyes to it. And at first it was just following it, and I was making videos letting people know, you know, what was going on in the case. But then a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by, a month, 2, 3 months, you know, and it's like, wait. What is all this, man? I mean, like for the first 30 days, actually longer than that, the FBI was in Delphi with a satellite link back to Quantico. Now, they was doing some investigation. You see where I'm at? They was running some names. They was doing some stuff. But they didn't know the guy. I mean, they could not trace him. They had DNA. They may have had fingerprints, but they couldn't find that guy. He had never been arrested, is why. He had never been caught committing a crime. He had no DNA or fingerprints on file in the database. So that being the case, yeah, there it is. I did one, well, I don't even know what you'd call it. I signed on. I got out after my time was up. That was 4 years. Military police. Yeah. Oh, we don't. We don't know exactly what happened, aside the fact that he'd crossed the creek with them after abducting them and they were murdered, and he left. 2 people seen him. That's kind of what we know. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I was the Army Military Police Corps. Fort McClellan, Alabama, stationed at Fort Ben Harris, Indiana. And you know what? I would have probably enjoyed the military police a lot more. But I was under a different thought on it. I mean, I was used to seeing the security police in the Air Force, you know, drive around the van with the dog and M16. Hey, how's everybody going? Hey, how are you? Yeah. You know, because it was just super people, man. And I'm all like, military police, huh? Yeah, all right. Yeah. Next thing I know, I'm at Fort McClellan, man, going, oh, crap, man, I joined the Army. Why? Why? But, and then when I got out, then it was a lot different than what I imagined. It wasn't like that. It's like, you got to guard this, you got to guard that. You can't smoke. Like, why? Well, they'll know you're here. If they know I'm here, they won't do anything. Dude, do you want court-martialed? You know, it's kind of one of these things that you got to do what you're told there. I am having a good day now. It was kind of down a little bit earlier. Like I said, I didn't want to go out. And plus, it was fixing to rain. If nobody remembers the lightning bolt that hit right outside a little while ago. But yeah, other than that, all's a plus. Well, oh, hang on, let me go down there. We have stuck by this case. And things have kind of changed over the last 2.5 years a little bit. I mean, at first, Greeno was here. So, you know, what we was talking about, what we was discussing, always about the case. You know, everything, every detail, every interview, everything. We're watching this, we're watching that. If we come up with something, we would go check it, double check to make sure, you know. But now, I mean, since he got put in jail, and he's staying at Lafayette, and you know, he's covering other things and other stuff. You know, and when I talked to him the other day, I told him, I said, you know what? I've told everybody online, man, that 2 people know this case better than anybody, and that's me and you. But since you're not on my side with TB, I mean, I really got to reconsider that, and I will no longer tell people that, because you are definitely missing stuff now. But he's to the side of, well, it could be. But at the same time, just like I've discussed earlier, you look at the odds of all this stuff. What are all these odds? Look at the odds of all the individual aspects that fit him. It isn't 1 or 2. I can't say, well, he looks like the sketch. That's what most people do. Well, what do you think of this guy? He looks like the bridge guy. Well, you can't see bridge guy's face. You can't see anything on his face. I mean, I can look at bridge guy when he's walking, and I can't tell that that's TB. There ain't no way to. How can I? You can't see his face. You can't discern crap there. Hello, Ron. How you doing? Me? Are you talking to me, Luminous Visions? And when you say involved with, I have not worked with law enforcement. Yeah, you know what? I figured I didn't see anybody with that name, but I have not I haven't worked with any or been involved. Now, I've talked to Indiana State Police. I've talked to Carroll County Police. I've talked to actually FBI in Holman, but yeah, I've not been involved with them. They are not working with me. I'm not working with them. They're probably upset that I'm saying what I'm saying, and perhaps rightfully in a way, because, you know, I'm telling people what they don't want out. And I realize I'm doing that. But at the same time, what would they have me do? If they showed up at my house, I mean, like going back in time and said, hey, you know what? Do us a favor. Don't speak anymore on this case. Okay? All right? Okay. Because I would have known at that time that, yeah, they don't want what I'm saying out there, and I would have abided by their words. But without them saying that to me, but they're standing over there when I show up at the press conference to be a bunch of douchebags, no, I don't play that game. I don't like Holman. I thought he was kind of a respectable guy, but the way he confronted me, nah, I'll go throw punches with that dude. So bring it. Bring it, dude. Let's get down. You know what? I'm going 22 minutes to the top of the hour till 7. Sound good? Because chat stopped again. Chat completely stopped. Maybe the show ended. Maybe I was pre-recorded. Oh, no. Okay. There's some people there. On Snapchat, they do. After so long a time, hang on, let me find where that's at. On Snapchat, they do. I don't know the exact time. I mean, like, say it's like for just so long, but then they, you know, that's why it's Snapchat. You take a snapshot, you throw it up, bam, it's up there for a little bit, so the people that are subscribed to your Snapchat can see it and go, oh, that's really cool. And then it goes away. Well, the reason for that is that way they ain't got to keep every picture ever. You see where I'm at? Yeah, Pauline, that is a part of it too. And it really is, because we wanted to go out there, and we was out there immediately. Immediately we went out there. Like law enforcement's there. I mean, that kind of thing, man. They're walking the trail. They got like people undercover, trail cam, everything waiting for that guy. And we went out there, man, because we wanted to get to the crime scene. Well, excuse me, not to the crime scene initially, you know, because we wasn't going to, you know, go there, especially with the cops being there. But the thing is that we wanted to go to the bridge, cross the bridge. We knew where the crime occurred, like where they was abducted at. So we wanted to get out there and get that on video so that people could see it for exactly how it is, you know, how, you know, and that's, I don't know, when you go walk it, when you go walk the trail, I'll have to get a, if I left from here and I walked my driveway down and all the way around, and I walked out to the highway, I'd still have to go just a short distance, but it'd be the same identical length of the trail. That trail may be about a mile long. You start at Freedom Bridge, it ends at Monon High Bridge. There it is. Now, right toward the middle at the secondary entrance is splits. You got the 501 and the 505. Now, they're just almost parallel, except this one goes down to the bridge. It was where the train track was. And this one here is a walking trail that goes down to the water right there to the right-hand side of the bridge. So that's it. And there isn't anything to know about the trail. Law enforcement shows up at Freedom Bridge, gets like 5 people across, maybe 6, walk it to the railroad bridge. Okay? Well, you know what? In about 15, 20 minutes, they check the trail. They're not at this trail, sir. That easy. It's not a big trail system. It's relatively small. It's a straight shot. You're just walking the railroad track where it crossed the bridge and goes up, where it hits Freedom Bridge. That was the railroad bridge going across 25. So when you go there and you walk that down to the railroad bridge and you cross, now you go down right there because you know this is likely the hill. When he got up to him and said down the hill, that's probably where he's speaking of. Most likely, it could have been the second hill. But like, say this right here. How do I want to do this? This is the railroad track right here. Now, this is a long railroad track. It takes like about 8 minutes to cross walking. But when you get to this side, because this is where it hits land, and the railroad track would have continued here, but you go down this side right here, okay? And it goes down like this, okay? But when it goes down to that private driveway that runs this way under the bridge and goes up to the private house here. Well, when you go over that private drive, then there's the big hill. That's why over here in the middle of that bridge, you're 70 feet in the air, because that second hill goes down. And it's got a walking trail all the way down that second hill. And then you get to the car path, which goes east and west. They took that east, and it goes straight down, hits Deer Creek, and right on the other side of where that car trail hits the Deer Creek is where they were found dead. Wow, man. Okay. Chat did die. Chat completely died. Man, that was up there like moments ago. See, it's every time I'm talking. Maybe I'll quit talking. Oh, yeah. Lily. Yeah, if you go to WKAT, and I think it's WKAT Investigates Delphi crime scene, something like that. It's the one where we're with Tony. That is pretty in-depth. That is very in-depth, because we showed the trail all the way down to the railroad bridge, us crossing the bridge, going down the hill, the first hill, to the secondary, to the private drive, then down the other hill to the car path. It's all right there. You know, in fact, we go as much as to go back up, because we didn't want to get on the one lady's property. She gets very upset about that. We told her we wouldn't. So we went back across, walked through Mears' property, over to Ronald Logan's property, and then down to the crime scene. And it shows a great deal of like what it looks like. But remember that that's in the summertime. You know, this occurred in February when there were no leaves on the trees. And it really makes a difference, because when we was out there, there was so much greenery beside us. It was kind of, I mean, you don't see it like that when it's in February. In February, you look out and you can see the distance that you're up. When you're up there in the summer with all that greenery, it looks like you're on land. I mean, if you see my point. Now, not when you're over the water, but what I'm saying is when you get to the other side, because the creek only takes like, I don't know, from this wall to my far wall across, but you know, you're looking at an 8-minute walk across, because that's a big ass railroad bridge. So the point I make here is that when you get up there in the wintertime, you really get the sense just by looking out, you know, on both sides that you're way up there. In the summertime, it ain't like that. It feels like you're almost like right at ground level until you look down. Then you're like, whoa, yeah. Oh, Lily. Oh, thanks for being here. You know what? I like it when people say new to your channel or something like that. It lets me know that new people are viewing. And you know what? I hope you enjoy my channel. And if you do, stick around, because I usually do lives Tuesday. But if you like this show, I would ask you to go back, watch some of my older videos. In fact, hey, if anybody would that can, if you could go to my channel and pull up the link to Suspect Summary Delphi Murders, not the live show, it's the 18-minute one. Get that link and put it up for her. That's a good one to watch. It covers a lot of what I'm talking about. Oh, have you? Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for doing that. You said new to your channel. I didn't. I didn't know. Ah, Mona. Let me take a quick look here in case there was anything. No, wait, that ain't it. Hold on. That's to Fort Wayne. But Fort Wayne takes 25 right here to Delphi. Delphi, that Monon High Bridge Trail is right here on Highway 25, which is on this pathway. That's to his brother's house. But down here, I got the exact time and distance from St. Louis to Delphi, 4.5 minutes. But when you're in Indiana at Delphi and you go back into St. Louis, into Missouri, you're going from Eastern time back into Central time, and you lose an hour. So it's a 4.5 hour drive, but 3.5 on your clock. He would have made it home at 6:30 that evening because it was 3 o'clock here when he left, which was 2 o'clock there. At 4.5 hours at normal drive time, would have got him there at about 6:30. He likes the speed from everything that I understand on Twitter and all like that. I can't drive 55. I mean, like, yeah. Well, even the pullover, but I mean, like, he was being a loon, man. He was being a drunken idiot. And a question that I have is, what was his dislike of Catholics? I don't understand that. I mean, I went and looked up, and Robert the Bruce was Catholic. And I think that was more his love of being a Scotsman, because they go back to Robert the Bruce. And he was Catholic. And I thought, well, but TB isn't Catholic. I think he was like a Baptist or something like that. So's his brother. Religious family. Well, you know what? Then again, being in Michigan, and I have kind of like looked at this. If you live in Michigan and you like football, and it appears that he did kind of like some sports, I mean, then you do have that Michigan Notre Dame rivalry. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? If you live in Michigan, Notre Dame, guess what? Michigan. It's a rivalry, man. Yeah, and you know what? Hey, good call on that. I mean, like, possessed, I don't necessarily believe in possession. I don't want to sound like, oh man, hang on. I watched that movie so many times. Ah, crap. Not Maris. Who was the other one on The Exorcist? Because I mean, he was telling the lady, like, possession. That's old. We don't really do that anymore. Not since we learned about psychology. Well, I think that's more the aspect of what we're looking at. It's more psychological. Now, the fact that he was a pastor, a Christian pastor, who had went and did these things because sodomy, man, we know that don't play in the Bible. I mean, anybody that's read anything in the Bible knows, like, Sodom, Gomorrah, and all that crap. And to go do that, that's like one of those damnable sins. You see where I'm at? And it's like, what was his change, and how's come nobody ever noticed this change in him, especially from 2012 on Friday the 13th. Okay? And this one on the 13th. Very bizarre, man. Very bizarre. Yeah, I didn't see that up there. Oh, yes. Oh, wait, did I click on it? There we go. Possession is an old term for psychosis. Yeah, and I believe that. But I don't believe in Satan. I don't believe in the devil. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in angels. I don't believe in any earthly religions, because they're all the same crap to me. To me, not you. Not you. Me. I don't believe in it at all. Yeah, they will. They will probably have a press conference at the 3-year mark. I will not be invited. They won't let me in the door. They will hold it at the courthouse. That way they can stop my entry. However, when they do, I will hit that window with, no, wait, no, I won't. I will keep that to myself. You will hear about it after the press conference. No, he didn't. There was none. I mean, like Evansdale to Delphi to the 77-year-old to the Catholic supply store. I don't know what was in his head. Providing. Let me say that before somebody hits me with like evidence, because when they do, you know what? If I could reach through YouTube, I'd have charges right now. But no. He was not a practicing Catholic. In fact, I mean, he was a Christian pastor at a church there at what's that, Cape Girardeau or something like that, for a while, and that predates it. I think that goes back like 2008. But there came that time, and you know what? Maybe there's a little key there, because he lost that. He no longer was a Christian pastor there. Okay? Well, what happens? He goes out and does the opposite of Christianity. He loses a job. What does he do? He goes out on Friday the 13th to bring others bad luck. He loses he files bankruptcy, resigns from his job, and does the same thing on the reversible date. He wasn't a practicing Catholic, but see, his family's religious. I mean, his brother, man, he's got his church listed right there on his Facebook. You see? So I'm not really believing that he was a practicing Catholic. And besides, if I was a practicing Catholic, would I dislike Catholics? I don't understand why. Yeah, but they won't. I mean, like I said, Alaska, they held last year the second year press conference at the courthouse, because the first year they held it at the Monon High Bridge, at the secondary entrance to the trail. Well, that's when me, Greeno, Rebecca, that's when we could ask questions that they did not want to answer. They did not want to answer to that in front of a camera. They were pointed questions like, hey, look, man, you got state, you got county, state, federal investigators. But what you want us to do is identify that guy from pictures and a sketch. They've been around the world 3 times. They're pixelated. Nobody knows who it is. Nobody. No one. And all the cops are back there with this look like, if I could reach through YouTube, because they knew what I was getting at. But the cops knew it was true. Look what happened. They finally released a video that we talked to him about 3 months in. Went in. Well, look, man, we know you got it from video. We know he's taking a step and a half. Take the audio out, show that step and a half. It would be in a clearer form than the photos. People would get a better idea who it is by his gait. Well, says Sheriff Lesenby, if this don't work over so long a time, that might be something that we look into, blah, blah, blah. And they finally did. But I've not laid out stupid information. I haven't said things that are out of line. I haven't taken guesses. I've used some deductive reasoning, some speculation that fits the criteria of both the suspect and the crime. Yes, because that's what an investigator does. An investigator fills in the missing pieces. If he has a person of interest, that is a person of interest for a reason. Okay? Now, that's not saying that he's a suspect. They don't call the person a suspect until they file charges. Okay? But if they got a person of interest, that is a person of interest, then they start investigating. They start talking to the people around him. They want to know where he was. They want to know, and that's how that works. So if I'm building my case against this guy, and I'm telling you right now, if I walked up to an investigator on either case, be it Evansdale or Delphi, and I handed him all the information that I have, said, look this over, and he did, He would look at me and say, yes, absolutely, this man needs looked into, no doubt. That's for a reason. That's for a reason right there. I had wrote John Kelly. I wrote John Kelly. In fact, the other day I sent that link to Greeno, because in that video, he is talking about me. When he came out on the Delphi case in his first video, he was saying some things that were all way, because he said he followed it from its beginning. But he made like 3 things that were like the wrong time, the wrong date, the wrong, So I went back and I'm like, oh, okay, but I like, you messed these up here. And so he went back and, covered that in his next video where he was talking about this. Now, he had made a video saying that he didn't believe that the Evansdale and the Delphi case were by the same person. He said the Evansdale suspect was more meticulous, more intelligent, had about, and after seeing that, because I've been doing my homework on both very well. In fact, I mean, John Kelly covers many cases. Okay. He isn't sitting there every day on one case. So I sent him, because I got a hold of him and I said, I got information that may change your mind on that. So he says, well, if you go to my Facebook page and send it there, I'll look it over. So I said, all right. So I went there, found his page, man, and typed everything out and sent it to him. And I think that was on a Friday evening. Now, he got back a hold of me, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, and reached me on Facebook. And he's like, yeah. He goes, he goes, very well done. Now, this is going back. This isn't long after we started hearing about Thomas Bruce, maybe a month or 2. So after I had filled all that, man, he thought it was really good. He wanted to, he asked me if it was okay if he gave it to his investigator or his team. I said, yeah, go ahead, man. You know where it came from, same as I. Now, he probably, maybe, because the information that I've given him, he may watch my channel. Just like law enforcement, he may watch my channel. And I think that if he does, and he's seen what I've had to say, I'm pretty sure that he would say that, alongside of knowing of what I've said, that, yeah, law enforcement knows exactly who it is. Yeah, I'm sorry, Peaches. Oh, man, this happens every time, every single time. Because every time I do a live show, somebody will come in almost to the end, and then I'm bummed out over it, But you can go back and watch it. But, had you have asked something earlier, man, I could have got your question right up there. Would have been super, man. You would have really dug it. In fact, if you want to throw one up, I'll throw it up right now. Watch. Go ahead. Throw up a question. Yeah, I'll do it. Me too. Yeah. Okay. Come in. Sit down. Have a seat. Enjoy your time. Oh, there's 12 cut. Yep. 12 cut made it late. Same way. But you know what? Normally on the live shows like this, I never really tell anybody to go watch one of my lives. I don't prefer doing lives. I mean, in some ways I do, because I can quickly answer questions like a Q&A, stuff like that. In some cases, if I want to show something, I can just be like, boom, boom. Yeah, there he is. You know who that man is. We all seen him walking the bridge, didn't we? Not really. That's Sheriff Tobe Lesenby of Carroll County. I like Tobe. I think that Tobe's a good guy. I do. I don't think that he's a mean guy. I don't think he's like overly treasonous in any way. He seems like a good guy. Always has. Whenever I've asked him questions, he's been very upfront, or I really can't answer that. And I respect that, because if he can't answer, I realize that's for the case. He can't answer. There it is. And I think that he's done a great job. I have no misgivings toward him for calling off the search that night. I mean, it was cold, man. They had walked that trail. They had walked the private property. The girls were supposed to be there. They were searching down the creek. It's one of those things, man. It did not look like foul play. If they had been abducted, they weren't there. They was going to pick up the search the next day. And he had said what was true, man. If they are out there and they're lost, and he didn't understand how they could be, it was going to get cold that night. And he said the biggest fear that they would have would be the weather conditions. So Well, actually, it felt like winter because it was winter. It was February the 14th. Yeah, you know what? She couldn't answer on that because I sent her the video and she looked at it and she's like, the FBI had showed me that, and she goes, "I'll tell you the same thing I told them. I can't tell." She can't look at that and really determine whether that's him in a step and a half, and I understand that, but it would have been cool for her to say, "Well, it walks like him" or something, but I don't know. And the same applies with his wife. I think that if the FBI had talked to somebody, they had said, "Yeah, don't tell anybody what we asked. Don't talk to anybody about it. Don't give them any answers," because they don't want those answers out to the public until the time that the case is solved. And I understand that on the FBI's mindset, but if the FBI ever came knocking at my door, who is it? It's the FBI. Am I being detained? No, but had they have said like, "Yeah, we'd really rather not make videos discussing what you're talking about, man, please," I would have stopped. All right. It is 3 after. If anybody's got a final question, throw it up and I will get right to it. What? Hang on. Profile does not exist. Somebody's lying to you, man. Somebody is straight lying to you. I don't have it here. Oh, yeah, it is right there. That profile exists. I know it does. Yeah. Uh-oh. You know what? Maybe PayPal isn't working. How could PayPal not be working? Yeah. I was on there a little bit ago. Hang on. Let me go see if I can pull it up. Because that would be kind of weird if PayPal is not working. There it is. Hey, Wolf. Green Ivy said hello. Yeah, PayPal is working. It's working fine, man. I seen none of that. I mean, I looked over his restaurant recommendations, but none of them were for around this part of Indiana. I mean, there may have been one down in southern Indiana and one in Michigan, but I didn't see any right through here. Green Ivy Essentials. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, if that was from Green Ivy Essentials. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't have been working, but now he says, "I've been told not to trust Lesenby by a few people in Lafayette in relation to the info Greeno put out on him." Well, the info that Greeno put out on him, and I mean, understand, this was Greeno. At first, when he seen Bridge Guy, he's kind of looking at his face and he's walking. He's like, "Yeah, that could be Lesenby, man." And he called him in. And Lesenby in an interview goes, "Yeah, I was turned in as a suspect." So they all had to be, Lesenby had to be checked out by the FBI, y'all. He had that little investigation time where they was looking at him. Hey, thank you, Carol Rose. And we're going to have a fantastic weekend. And you know what? I'm hoping that here in a little bit, I can go in there and sit down on my throne and let it have it a good one. And that may be what happens. I don't know. But I'm in hope. I'm definitely in hope of. All right, everybody. I'm going to call that a good evening. I'm going to say this is my show, everybody. And I'm happy that everybody got here and got to see the show. And I will see you on my next, which will probably be Tuesday, I imagine. So everybody have a great weekend. Peace.